This perp back with another video, and yeah, finally got done watching season 2 of End of the Fucking World. Man, this is a really underrated series. It's funny because this is one of my early videos I did. If y'all want to see something really cringy and pretty terrible, and I would say I've gotten a lot better since then. I have a review of season 1. It's like 2 minutes long. But yeah, go definitely check that out. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and follow me on Twitter at perpminded420. So yeah, let's get right into this. So this season was really good. I liked it for the most part. You know, we get introduced to a new character named Bonnie, which she has a lot of connections to our characters, Alyssa and James. I really like how this season starts off showing you the backstory of Bonnie, her growing up in this kind of strict family, and how that really reflected on how she is now. Because when you first see her, you get the sense that something's off with her, and I like that they dedicated a whole episode giving you her origins and how she connects to the overall story, and you know how fucked up her upbringing was with her mother, and just how she couldn't really cope with being loved or didn't really understand the meaning of love. And that's the whole theme with this series, is it's essentially a love story. She fell in love with a character. That character is now gone, and that kind of drove her to go do what she's doing now, and that is to pretty much track down James and Alyssa. And I really liked how they introduced her character overall and the way they utilized her character throughout the season. Now we go over to James. We find out that, you know, in the previous season, how it ended, we saw James getting shot. Didn't know if he lived or survived, but now we come to find out that he has survived, but you know, with some sacrifices. You know, he had a hard time walking for a long time. That took him a minute to get used to. You know, he still has feelings for Alyssa, but there's a certain situation that pretty much makes them part ways, and they haven't spoken to each other for like 2 years. And this pretty much picks up 2 years after the first season. And you know, I like that we see him having a connection with his father, and everything that's going on with his father within the season is really important. And you don't really get that sense of it until like the end of the season, but him and his father are very close, but not for a very long time, you know. And he just gets this inspiration, or just this sense of, oh, I gotta go find Alyssa, something's up. And you know, him dealing with his feelings for her. Meanwhile, we have Alyssa herself, which I think she did a phenomenal job this season, and we really see how she's dealing with everything with them. Because in the first season, they pretty much killed somebody, and you see that never went away from her. She has a really hard time coping with things and just her feelings. She hides her feelings a lot. She doesn't really show her true feelings around James like that. She always kind of puts up a front, and I like how they pretty much really dive deep with that within this series. We get a lot more emotions with her. She's even getting married at one point in the season, and has to, you know, gets involved with this like kind of love triangle thing. And I really like that because it just shows you how complex her character is. I'm wondering if they do a season 3, if she's going to start opening up to, you know, James more, and actually say the I love you words, and it was really cool seeing her character and how smart her character is. And, she kind of picks up on things fairly quickly. And and I would say this, like, James definitely takes a backseat for the most part in this season. And this season is really all about Bonnie and Alyssa's character. The two are very similar, I would say. Different upbringings, but how they deal with emotions are very similar. Bonnie's is a little bit more heartbreaking, a little bit more complex, while, Alyssa's really trying to just figure out what she wants in life and how to deal with the consequences of what she's done in the past. And that they talk about that a lot, just the past, just things in the past come back to haunt you, and if you don't deal with them, they get worse. And I really like how they put all this together. It was a very straightforward 8-episode season. The last season was 8 episodes. I'm really excited to see where they go for a 3rd season. Will we see Bonnie again? Probably not. Will we see more new characters and more, killers out there? Because, this is essentially a love story, but it's very violent when it's violent. There's some gruesome things, but I like that this does a better job of hooking you in than the first. The first season was cool. I can understand why some people didn't like the first season. It was kind of slow for them. But this season, for me, really brings everything full circle. There's still some things to figure out between Alyssa and James as characters. And I think there's more story to be told going forward. We're just going to have to wait and see. Who knows if they're going to have a season 3? I don't know yet, but I really enjoyed this. If you haven't watched this series, definitely go watch it. It's definitely worth watching. It's funny too. I forgot to mention that. It does have some humor in it, but it's pretty dark humor. Overall, great series, great watch. And until next time, I'll see y'all later. Peace.